What's up, guys? It's Superelectivire here, and we will be doing a Sharpedo set today. Remember, ORAS is out today. Woohoo! So we will be celebrating with Sharpedo and Camerupt. Sorry, not Magmortar. But we'll be basically starting out with Sharpedo, as you can tell. Because well, Archie is better, but don't tell Maxie that. So, but we will finish off with Camerupt and they always say save the best for last, so maybe that'll make him happier. But make sure you don't tell Archie that, so yeah. Well, just so I don't get, beaten up after I make this video. Otherwise, I won't be able to bring you anymore, so yeah. Let's just get started. As you can tell, he is in the format of rarely used in Smogon. Now, I think he should be a little bit higher, but, with all these new Megas with, 180 base attack and special attack on Rayquaza, it's like, whoa, what the? So, I can understand why he's in RU, so, yeah. He does have a PBV of 140, so, this is the standard Sharpedo, and, basically, see, these are some of the other RU Pokemon. You got a couple, Ambipom, Amoonguss, Doublade, Cresselia, a bunch of nice Pokemon. A lot of these are, walling Pokemon, so, but yeah, so rarely used is it's not too bad, but, basically, he has two abilities, and one is Rough Skin, which causes this Pokemon to have other Pokemon lose 1/8 of their max HP with contact. So, that could be pretty helpful, but then you have to look at his stats. See, look at those defense and special defense. Absolutely nothing there. So, that's why when his hidden ability, Speed Boost, was released, this guy became so much better. Basically, what Speed Boost does is, every turn, your speed is boosted by 1, so it's very helpful. So we'll take a look at his stats. At Serious Nature, basically nothing gets raised and nothing gets lowered. These are his total stats, and then these are his base stats. And basically, he has a solid 120 attack and a okay 95 speed. Now, this 95 base speed is boosted by the speed boost right there. So every turn he's going to get +1, so he'll be faster every single turn. So that can be super helpful, which is why a lot of people would like to run Protect on him, just because you can get a free speed boost. Now, you do have to do a lot of predicting with Protect, if you could tell by using Mega Blaziken. Now, he does have Paper Defense at 40 and 40, and, Paper is never good. It's got absolutely nothing, and with only a base for 70 HP, which is okay, it's not great. Mach Punch, Vacuum Wave, Bullet Punch, even Aqua Jet will probably be dealing huge chunks of damage. Yeah, it's gonna be doing nothing. So it does have a base 95 special attack, so he does have potential for mixed sweeping, but I don't really like using mixed sweepers, so we won't go there. As you can tell, his shiny form looks eh. No. It's eh. I prefer his original form, but this is the first set, and this is the standard set that you'll see on Smogon SSS. That's what it stands for. And essentially, you will be running Life Orb to deal some damage, as you can tell by the description there. He does have Paper Defenses, so I don't think the Life Orb recoil will matter too much. You will want to be running Speed Boost, because Speed Boost is the best thing you could be running. Remember, I already went through the abilities, so as for its EVs, it will have an Adamant nature because he will be boosted by Speed Boost every turn. So unless you're worried about getting shot down in the beginning, speed won't matter too much. I mean, it does have a solid base 95 speed, and it's gonna be raised every single turn. So standard sweeping stuff, you'll have 252 attack and then 252 speed. So pretty standard. As for its moves, you do have Waterfall, which is its first move. This is his stab move. This is his main stab move because, well, Waterfall hits a lot, and basically Waterfall plus Crunch, his stab moves, hit a lot of things in the metagame, so the coverage is pretty good, and it hits everything for at least neutral, except for, basically dark types and a couple water types, with, Breloom or something with grass, fighting, which resists both, and of course some water types like Azumarill, which resists both as well. Protect is there, as I said before, to basically ensure that you have a chance of getting a free speed boost. Now, remember, you are going to have to make plays with this, so, yeah. Aqua Jet and Zen Headbutt. So, you have two choices here. Aqua Jet will give you priority, which will hit those priority that basically destroy you. Now, Zen Headbutt hits all those water types that basically Waterfall and Crunch don't hit. So let's just get through it. Zen Headbutt. Oh, also there's Earthquake or Destiny Bond. So yeah. So basically, Zen Headbutt has a 20% chance to flinch the target, and so that could be helpful as well. In addition, it provides that psychic coverage with a okay base 80 attack. So you'll notice that all of these attacks are like base 80. So yeah. In addition, Aqua Jet, base 40 power, so it won't be doing too much, but it has +1 priority. And then Earthquake is there for 100 base power, and it hits basically everything. So except for Breloom. And Hydreigon, because those have Levitate. So Earthquake is a very, very, very decent coverage move, and it basically hits everything that you need. So if you want coverage, then you want to have Zen Headbutt or Earthquake, because those two will give you the coverage that you need. If you want to have priority and not get shut down by other priority, you might want Aqua Jet. And, of course, as the last resort, if you really think you're going to die, but you want to outspeed others before they kill you, because you can't want to KO them, Destiny Bond. And this, basically, what this does is, if they hit you with if they finish you off with an attack, not Leech Seed, not Toxic, not Stealth Rock, then, both of you guys will faint. And that is amazing, because you will be able to knock out something, like, after you've wreaked havoc, you can knock out something else. So that would be super awesome. Now, for this set, you basically want to, like, for this SSS set, you basically want to have Pokemon that, that basically cover your weaknesses. So, if you, I would definitely recommend bringing, like, Bird Spam, like Talonflame or Mega Pinsir to take out Breloom. And then, depending on whether you go for Zen Headbutt or if you go for Earthquake, or Aqua Jet, you're going to want different stuff to take out different threats. I would say priority to hit Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave to hit Hydreigon and stuff like that. But other than that, I'll let you guys figure that out on your own. I believe Pokemon Database has a Pokemon type coverage calculator if you want to look it up. That should be pretty cool. Now, this is, again, another one with a lot of choices and stuff. So, it's mostly the same stuff. But anyways, this is like a Kamikaze set. So, like, Kamikaze, I just named it Torpedo since Sharpedo's a torpedo. Sharpedo. Yeah, so, for this one, basically, you want to have, again, max attack. But for this one, you'll be running 248 HP to minimize Stealth Rock damage, because, this is, I don't even know what this is for, but yeah. Because essentially what you're going to be trying to do is you're going to try setting up Substitute, which is why you would want to run Leftovers. So, Leftovers will be used in case you want Substitute, but Life Orb is also there for major damage. So, let's see what Leftovers does. You should know it, because it's on virtually every other Pokemon. So, if it's not Leftovers, then it's Life Orb, and it's not Life Orb, it's Omega, basically. But you are going to want to keep Protect. However, Protect can be really, really, really bad if you need some other coverage, because, well, that's a lot of coverage. So you don't even need Protect if you don't want to. So I just like having Protect as like a safety guard, but totally your choice. So that's up to you. As for your coverage, you want either Crunch or Waterfall as a stab, or Zen Headbutt for that coverage or Substitute, and you'll want to be choosing 2 out of these 3. I would recommend Substitute if you run Leftovers. If you don't run Leftovers, then don't go with Substitute, and don't go with the HP 248. Now, Life Orb would be better for those. This set is virtually the exact same as the last one, so I think you should definitely run Substitute, but I just put that there because you have a choice. So, if you wanted, I could just replace this with Substitute, and then put Crunch, Waterfall. So, basically, you want to have Substitute, with Leftovers in order to, be annoying. Also, Toxic on another Pokemon would be really helpful. You could even run Toxic. It actually gets it. So, if you want to run Toxic there, that's fine too. But, you basically want to keep going with the substitutes as something Toxic stalls, and if they have not died yet, then you basically go with Destiny Bond and just hit them. So this isn't the best set. It's not very useful. So definitely this set is much better. But this set is definitely something that's very strange and something that you won't see very often. So it's sort of cool, I guess. So yeah. Did you know that Sharpedo actually had a counterpart, I guess you could call it, that appeared on April Fool's Day 2002. It was also a hammerhead shark, although, Sharpedo's is sort of based off of like a sunfish-ish Pokemon, along with a torpedo and stuff like that, which is why it gets its name, Torpedo Sharpedo. Sounds the same. So it's basically Sharpedo is basically a shark mixed with a torpedo. And yeah, it's very threatening. In addition, is the same species name as Hydreigon. So I know you guys heard me mention Hydreigon before, because, you know, I was talking about how it, like, counters Sharpedo and whatever. But, they are both known as the brutal Pokemon. And this guy definitely looks brutal. Also in 2002, there was a demo for Ruby and Sapphire that was released, and basically you got to use a Sharpedo. Now, he didn't have an ability because abilities were just being introduced in Generation 3. Which is what Ruby and Sapphire are in. In addition, it's the counterpart of the Camerupt evolutionary line, which is why I'm putting them together in this same video. They are both used by the team leaders of Ruby and Sapphire, Team Aqua and Team Magma, Maxie and Archie. So I hope you can tell what they are, especially with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire coming out soon. You should know what they are, to be honest, no offense. But, yeah, so they do have the same base stat total, and they do both, they're both used by those two leaders, and they both Mega Evolve. So, you'll be able to Mega Evolve Sharpedo today, if you have it. Provided you have it, of course, you know. So yeah. But the weird thing is that they are not next to each other on the Pokedex, which is pretty interesting. So, moving on, let's go to, Camerupt. Alrighty, so we are here with Camerupt today, and again, this is, remember, the counterpart of Sharpedo, as you just heard, like, literally right now. So, it is in the format of never used, because, like I said, Sharpedo is a little bit better in the competitive spectrum than Camerupt, just because, you know, it's more of a sweeper, and Camerupt does not really have the stats to back up its bulky potential, because, look, its defenses are not that high with the not too high of HP, and in addition, its speed is not very low, so, or it's not very high, so it doesn't really have the potential to sweep. If anything, it will be a Trick Room sweeper, so if you do have Trick Room, definitely try this guy out on your team. Maybe like the Choice Spec set down here or something like that. Yeah, so anything. This guy could definitely be decent on a Trick Room team, so, I will not be doing a set for Trick Room, though, but you could definitely run that, I'm just saying. Does have a PPV of 110, which again reflects how good he is. 110 fits decently. His shiny form is, you know, it's black, so, it's okay. I don't personally like it. But, it does have 3 abilities, and basically his first ability is Magma Armor, and basically you cannot be frozen. You know, with Freeze not very common, as, you know, it's a little bit more overpowered than the rest of the, status, and because there are no status moves that inflict Freeze, Magma Armor is not used very often. In addition, the second ability is Solid Rock, and basically what Solid Rock does is, this Pokemon receives 3 force damage from super effective attacks. This is really nice, actually, because of his low defenses and his low speed, you're gonna be taking a lot of hits, so this can help a little bit. Now, it's not gonna help negate a weakness like, Thick Fat, but this will help you survive a little bit. And its hidden ability is Anger Point, and basically Anger Point is basically saying that if you get hit by a critical hit, your attack is boosted by 12. This is insane. Essentially, you're gonna get a +6, I believe. But, you know, Camerupt cannot really survive a critical hit, so unless you're gonna use this guy as a like Kingdra counter or something, basically you'd have to run Focus Sash and Anger Point, but that's not worth it just for those 2 Pokemon counters. It's not worth it. So take a look at his stats. It's got base 70 HP, base 70 defense, and base 75 defense. So its defenses are okay. If this was a purely offensive Pokemon with like 100 speed or something, this would be great. But it doesn't have 100 speed, so yeah. Its base 40 speed is the most limited factor, most limiting factor, because it will basically render this guy useless, and that's why this guy's only PPV of 110, and this is why it's only in never used, so, because it's never used. So I don't know, actually, I've never played NU, so I don't know how great he is in NU, so I won't really talk about that. But this is just, you know, as, in general. He does have a great well, I wouldn't say great, now that you got, again, 180 base attack, Rayquaza. He does have a decent, good, I'll say good. He does have a good 100 attack and a good 105 special attack, so that is, its only redeeming qualities. So, it does have high potential to be a mixed attacker. Again, I don't like running mixed, so, but yeah, it's very viable. So if you do want to run a mixed set, you can, again, basically combine my 2 offensive sets, and that's basically what will get you it. Now, as you can tell, I am running mixed on this first set, because, you know, I don't even know why. It's basically for coverage, I believe, because he's got different coverage on his, special sets and his physical sets, so if you are going to be using a slot for Stealth Rock, then, you are going to want to be running mixed, just for the sheer coverage that it gets, so, you will be running mixed for this set. So, again, making use of his base 100 attack and 105 special attack. So that's basically what you're attempting to do with this set. So its name is so rocky because it is actually a volcano. So rocks, volcanoes are associated, even though rock beats fire, but whatever. And in addition, the initials S and R are there because stealth rock, S and R, and then solid rock, S and R. So yeah, name puns, I guess. You will be maxing out his HP with 248 HP. So that is basically to ensure that you don't take as much damage from stealth rock by making your total HP odd, with 3 being odd. He does have a remaining 8 speed, and basically in that 8 speed, you could basically put it where you want. Honestly, offenses won't help you too much. I don't know why this guy's running modest. I believe it is to make sure that your defenses don't get lowered. Your low defenses won't get lowered anymore, because this is a defensive set. So I would put your 8 into attack, but you can put it anywhere. So I would put your 8 into attack, but it won't really affect too much. So maybe a couple of damage points off, which might change the game. But you know, I would put it into attack, but you can put it anywhere. So you will be running leftovers because this is a bulky set to ensure that you get up stealth rock. If you are really paranoid about not setting up stealth rock, you could run focus sash. That will work very well as well. But leftovers, this is more aiming to be a little bit more of the walling side. So yeah, especially if you have toxic or something. If you want to run toxic on this guy, you can totally run toxic. It does get toxic and it does get will-o-wisp and with yawn. So if you want to run like a status set, then that is very viable. Especially if you run leftovers. So instead of one of these 3 coverage moves, solid rock again is just there to help you survive. So solid rock plus leftovers plus 248 HP should help you get off stealth rock if you need it. So this guy can be a pretty cheap, especially if you're going by PPV, it can be a pretty cheap stealth rock. So good luck surviving, especially when it's weak to earthquake, scald, everything else that's common in the metagame. It does have earth power as its main stab. You could run earthquake if you would like, right there. But that's up to you. I would personally go with Earth Power just because it does have 5 special attack more. If you do decide to run Earthquake, you may decide to invest in attack instead of special attack. Your choice, really. But I like to run Earth Power. To be honest, it doesn't matter because that power, it's 10 less. So 10% chance to lower their target's special defense. So yeah. Lava Plume will be your second coverage move, making your stab moves there. So it has a 30% chance to burn the adjacent Pokemon, which is really what we're going for, which is why you're going to run this over like your fire attack. Although, to be honest, it doesn't even get any good fire attacks, so, like physical ones, I mean. So, actually, that's the only physical one, I believe. That is really sad. I don't know about you, but that is really sad. Yeah, it only gets 1 physical fire type move, and that would be, Flame Charge. So, to finish off, I should say, his coverage, so Earth Power and Lava Plume leave stuff like Charizard, Rayquaza. Well, you're not going to see Rayquaza, but like Charizard, Altaria. Those will all get hit by Earth Power and Lava Plume, either not very effectively or not at all. So, to finish off your coverage, you are going to want Stone Edge. So, if you saw when I was looking through all these moves, you will notice that he doesn't have a lot of coverage moves. So, that's why you will have to run Stone Edge. He doesn't get Power Gem, I believe. So, you will not be able to use Power Gen. So, he honestly does not have that many rock moves. So, yeah, if you want to run Hidden Power Rock, you could, I suppose. That's up to you. But Stone Edge does have a high critical hit ratio, along with 80% accuracy and 100 base power. So, your choice really on that one. So, that's about it for So Rocky. And we'll move on to Eruption. Eruption is a more offensive set with choice specs. Choice specs, this is what it does. And remember, it is a choice item, so it will lock you into the move right there. So, your choice there, to be honest, Camerupt has so many counters that you're going to be switching in and out anyway, so I don't see that choice specs being a problem to this guy. Solid Rock is, of course, always used, and then, for his HP, you will be running the exact same stuff. Note that you don't have, any fire attacks, so you will, I just slapped them into defense. Your choice there, it will not affect too much. Well, maybe it might, but for your first move, you have Lava Plume versus Fire Blast, and basically what happens is that, Lava Plume has that 30% chance of burn, remember? And also, but it's not that reliable in terms of, power, whereas Fire Blast has less chance of burn, 10%, but it does have an 85% accuracy with 110 base power, in addition with less PP, so, your choice there. But the main thing that I would tell you, I suppose, is that you may be running another coverage move. As you remember, he could have Eruption, because the only reason why you would not run Eruption is in case you have access to Sun on your team, such as if you have Charizard Y, Ninetales, those two. Or even a manual Sunsetter, sorry. But those aren't as reliable, so Solar Beam is definitely going to be what you want to be running if you do have them, just for sheer coverage. Now, if you don't have it, which a lot of times you won't, because it is a 2-turn move, so if you don't have Sun, then you are not going to want to use it, because Sun will make it into a 1-turn move. So, if you don't have it, then definitely run Eruption. But basically, the problem with Eruption is that it has less power as your HP decreases, but it does have 150 base power at full HP. But as you go down, then you're going to have less base power. So, if you're at like 5 HP, then you are going to want to run Fire Blast or Lava Plume instead. But Choice Specs Eruption does so much damage, but you want to hit it on the switch. So, let's say, yeah, but Eruption won't be used too much, so only on switches, essentially. Unless you know they're gonna do Stealth Rock or Status or something, so, or Taunt. But Fire Blast or Lava Plume is used. So, I would say Lava Plume goes with, Solar Beam. Fire Blast goes with Solar Beam, and Eruption goes with Lava Plume. And then Earth Power again is there for coverage, and then Flash Cannon is there to finish out your coverage as well. So yeah. Now, Flash Cannon will be coverage now. Just note that it is not as good as Stone Edge, because there are some flying types, such as Talonflame, Charizard, and like Mantine or something. There are more, of course, that do not get hit super effectively by Flash Cannon. However, that eliminates a lot of your weaknesses. You know, those 3 moves, you will need, I would recommend running a Stealth Rocker to take those threats, and in addition, maybe like a Rock type or something, like an anti-Bird Spam, or just something that can take Bird Spam, and that can deal damage in return, so those will be very helpful. So that's about it for this set. Essentially, you will be running Modest Nature, in order to maximize your special attack, and that's it. Just so you know, this one also runs Modest. They're both running Modest, and this one's running Adamant. This is actually a physical set now, and basically what this one is going to be doing is, actually, I may want to change the EVs. Alright guys, so I just changed up the set a little bit just because, this is sort of what you're going to be running. Now, you have 2 different EV spreads for this one. Now, you'll notice that this nickname is called Running Camel, and basically what this is doing is changing him using Flame Charge, which is his only physical fire move, which has a 100% chance to boost your user speed by 1, essentially a speed boost that's manual using your turn, with 50 base power attack, and basically using it to outspeed some threats. Now, you can get to +2, which is very difficult to do. Hey, that rhymes. But you can actually outspeed like Darkrai and stuff. So, if you do get to +2, that is very, very, very good. So, if you do want to run Flame Charge, I would definitely have to go for +2. Now, if you remember my original EVs, which were Adamant, and then of course 248 HP, with 8 defense or special defense, your choice, it will be for the sets that do not use Flame Charge, and that will basically be Rock Tomb, Will-O-Wisp, your choice. Now, Rock Tomb, what it does here, let me get rid of this for now. It basically has a 100% chance to lower your target speed by 1 instead of raising your speed. It does have a 60 base power move, and it is Rock type move with an accuracy of 95%. So, yeah, I would personally rather go for Flame Charge, but Rock Tomb is it's an okay option as well. Now, Will-O-Wisp also is a good option, which basically inflicts burn with the accuracy of 85%. So, that is okay as well to survive some stuff. So, Leftovers is used to just keep, surviving, especially if you're running Will-O-Wisp. You could run Life Orb if you wanted, something like that. You could choose other sets. And then Stone Edge and Earthquake are for your coverage, and then Iron Head is there as well. Stone Edge and Earthquake give the famous Edgequake coverage, which basically hits everything except for grass and fighting types like Virizion, Chestnut, Breloom, and Torterra as well. Torterra is not a grass fighting, but it's grass ground. So Iron Head essentially removes those Pokemon from being resistances, but if you don't think that, if you have like a bird spam counter, or if you have if you have bird spam, basically you could get rid of Iron Head and replace it with Flame Charge or something. Your choice, really. You can replace it with anything on this list, essentially. I don't know, you could try Explosion, you could try, I know I should not be recommending this, but you could totally try Fisher just for fun. It's totally your choice, but anything basically instead of Iron Head if you really wanted. But that 30% chance to flinch could be handy, although 40 base speed will not help you at all. But that's about it, guys. Did you know that Camerupt is actually the heaviest fire type? Not including legendaries, of course. Yeah, so legendaries like Reshiram are so heavy, like Groudon, well, Primal Groudon, I should say, because Groudon is just ground, so. Doesn't make much sense because, well, he summons the stinking fire. The sun. He summons the sun, and he's not a fire type. Like, what the heck? But, yeah, so, if you can tell by this name, it is a camel. And, instead of humps, they are actually volcanoes. Now, the Pokédex entries in certain games are different because certain games say, you know, when it's angry, and certain games say that they erupt after 10 years. So, based on whatever game you're playing, it could be different, which is pretty interesting. As for the final thing today, its name origin, if you could not tell, is camel and erupt. So, Sharpedo, Torpedo, Camel, and Erupt. Yeah, let's go for the name games, you know, guys. But thanks for saying so much for watching, and I hope you guys are playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire right now. I will probably be getting it later. I mean, I can't get it right now, so, yeah. But, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, if you're using Electivire, make sure you beat up Camerupt. Just kidding. But, yeah. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you guys subscribe, and go buy Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire or whatever. Yeah, see you guys later.